really don't know why it is that all of us are so committed to the sea. I think it's because, in addition to the fact that the sea changes, and the light changes, and the ships change, it's because we all need them.
Actually, it's more like a delivery. It's a rebirth. Think of all the stuff that's going to choose to live there. So I think it's great.
These cement structures are man-made reefs. They're part of a plan to help rebuild the ocean's habitat. But these are also tombs. Cremated remains have been mixed into the cement. These reefs will soon become living monuments on the ocean floor. Don Brawley had no intention of getting into the funeral business. His obsession was with the ocean and restoring the diminishing coral reefs.
What we're doing is just forming the foundation bedrock for all the told new foundations for life.
He created a reef. Here, fish and underwater life found a new home.
To go down there and visit and see all the different diversity of life that us on land, we never see that. We don't see the real microcosm of how it all fits together.
But everything changed when one day Don's father-in-law made a bizarre request.
And he said, Don, when I pass away, I'm going to be cremated. I have favorite ashes. I'd like to take my remains, put them in those artificial reefs again. I'd rather spend eternity down there with all that life and excitement going on than to deal with my own dead people.
At first, it sounded like a joke. But for Don and his wife, Jane, they thought, why not?
We laughed about it. Other people thought it was a great idea when we ran the idea by them. It was something I knew that we could do for my father, that he would enjoy, that he loved knowing about.
When Jane's father died in 1998, his wish to be part of a reef was finally honored. After getting the proper permit, Don mixed his father-in-law's ashes with concrete and created a reef structure. This unique memorial now rests deep within the Gulf of Mexico.
Actually diving on my father-in-law's reef, every time I get a chance to do that, I get a little misty just thinking that I carried out his wishes and he's happy, and it's created a whole new environment and ecosystem down there for all the little creatures of the ocean.
At first, it seemed like a one-time tribute, but the idea soon caught on. It's a perfect resting place for people who love the ocean so much they want to be a part of it eternally.
I get different reactions, but overall, some people grasp it immediately, what we do. Some people say, well, that's not different. We're reef builders. We're not building underwater cemeteries. This is giving something back. We got this one and 2 more to go.
A thriving company near Atlanta, Georgia. They've created over 150 memorial reefs, with many more on the way. Don's primary business continues to build reefs to help revive natural habitats. The majority of his reefs are purely cement. A small but growing number also contain the cremated remains of loved ones.
We're taking the remainder of the concrete and remains mixture, mix it with water to clean the rest of it, and put it into the mold to create the memorial reef.
For many families, mixing the ashes with the cement is an important part of the process. Nora Ralston is here to oversee her sister's last wish.
So now we're just mixing our ashes in the water.
Yeah, what that does is it can take into the water. She loved water so much, of course, it's very good for her.
Nora's sister, Robin, was adventurous in life. When Robin became fatally ill with leukemia, she did not want to be buried in a cemetery. She wanted to be part of the sea.
a lady came by and wanted to give her a cemetery plot, and Robin said, well, you know, I really want to be buried at sea. And the lady said, they don't allow that anymore. And Robin said, oh, you just don't know me very well. I will find a way. And she did.
What we didn't do was we just cut it a little bit at a time.
As they pour the mold, Nora mixes in her sister's ashes with the cement. There's also a plaque which will identify this reef as Robin's. The mold is almost ready, but for Nora, it's not complete until she leaves her own handprint in the cement. A final gesture, a way of saying goodbye.
I saw something today during the casting that I'm going to encourage our families to do from now on if they're here. I want our families to put a handprint on their loved one's memorial. That was beautiful.
The molds can take several weeks to dry. After enough time has passed, these reefs are ready to be taken into the ocean.
Whichever way you want to rig them, I leave that up to y'all.
They'll be hauled to a predetermined location where reefs are needed to help restore sea life. A convoy of volunteers will tow them out to sea.
I'm George Frankel with Eternal Reefs, and I want to tell you how much we appreciate your time, your energy, your coming out here and helping build this reef. What we were doing was setting each boat up with a string of memorial reefs, made sure that they were floating properly in the water so that they'd be able to float easily behind the boat, not take too much drag and not snap off the line that we've got. We have an armada going out there.
Meanwhile, families board a chartered boat. Each has a loved one about to become part of a living reef. Many of the people who have chosen this share some common traits: a love of adventure and the sea, and a desire to contribute somehow, even after death.
My mom was a normal 50s woman, and then she decided that she was missing a few things in life and just decided to do what she wanted to do. She just loved being in the water. She loved the ocean, she loved the waves. My husband and I were divers. We got into diving together. He didn't like to do things normally, I guess would be the way to put it. This way, he's part of nature. He's part of something that he really loved doing. I just wish I could be underwater with him.
Families watch as the reefs are towed to their position. It's now time to remove the floats and guide them down to the ocean's floor. As each reef is set free from its float, Dawn announces the person who is now also a part of that reef.
James C. Bender, John Henry Durrell, and Charlene Pat Rose.
As the reefs make their final descent to the bottom of the sea, Dawn reads a quote from John F. Kennedy.
We are tied to the ocean, and we go back to the sea, whether it is to sail or to watch it. We are going back from whence we came.
For Nora, who helped create her sister Robin's reef, knowing that it will soon be active with sea life gives her a sense of solace.
Even in her death, being a reef on the bottom of the ocean helps to preserve life in the ocean. Like they said now, since they just dropped that school, the fish are already there. She thought it would be the neatest thing for a world.
With the approach of a summer squall, it's time to head back to shore. But for those whose loved ones will stay behind, there's always the opportunity to return.
I think about him. I think it's fantastic. I think my husband's finally at peace, and he's happy where he's at. And I will come back and visit, and I will dive on his site.
Within months, the reefs will be active with sea life, a fitting memorial for those who loved the ocean.
It's almost like watching someone grow again. You know, she's coming alive again. And to us, that's something unique and a different way.
We are tied to the ocean, and when we go back to the sea, whether it is to sail or to watch. We are going back from which we came.